Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Ali Art on Cars, and first and foremost, my first video, obviously as it being, I want to talk about my Saab 93 Sport Combi. This Saab I've owned for about a year now, about a year and a day. I bought this car on the 20th of April 2024. I paid £1,000 in cash. I bought it from a friend of mine. So this the car has been very well looked after, and yeah, here we go. So basically, there's obviously things I want to talk about in terms of, I've obviously just looking to and from for notes, but honestly, £1,000 in cash, this car's honestly never let me down. It's done many errands. It's absolutely, to be honest, it's been absolutely rock solid. As mentioned, obviously, it's never broke down. It's never had, I've not really had any issues. It's never left me by the side of the road. I had little niggles and stuff like that, and obviously I've had maintenance things to do as well. I did pay £1,000 in cash for this. I can't expect it to run like a brand new car, and the fact it is 15 years old. So, plain and simple, it just plods on and does the job. I did have a first Saab 93, which was an automatic, which unfortunately fell apart on me. I then went to buy a Skoda Octavia Mark II 1.9 TDI, which then also fell apart on me. Electrical gremlins, which were even worse, and the fact the engine was abysmal. It was lethargically poor on power, and the fact that then it then also blew a head gasket and decided to put metal filings in the oil. I do believe that's a lower bearing problem, which is something that they suffer with. So after that, I decided to go back to Saab, since I didn't really have as many serious engine problems like that, obviously, with my Saab 93. I obviously bought this, which was obviously a manual as well. And basically, plain and simply, for 15 years old, I've had, say, obviously, for mention, the car's in pretty good nick. I mean, I bought it 152,000 miles. It's now done 166,000 miles. I've put 14,000 on it, obviously. I've toured with it. I've obviously gone camping in it as well. Put the rear seats down, put a bed in there, gone camping. It's been absolutely fine. It's honestly done really, really well. The engine definitely has enough torque, enough power to get over and get through, especially when towing as well. So honestly, I genuinely can't complain. 15 years old, it's obviously a European car, so it does have some niggles as well. Electricals, front wash wipe doesn't work, the rear wash wipe doesn't work. Thankfully, they both went after MOT. In terms of the reverse parking sensors, which don't work, the gear linkage, to be honest, is a bit of a mess. It's kind of a bit all over the show. It's not necessarily the best. But it honestly does the job. It's not bad. Having the fact of, obviously, I've lived with this car for a year now, so obviously you do get used to some of the quirks what they do have. And also having known Saabs before as well, obviously, as mentioned, obviously I'm used to the quirks anyway. So to mention as well is the fact that obviously I haven't paid £1,000 for this car. This obviously hasn't been necessarily maintenance free. I've obviously had to carry out maintenance with this. So the flywheel went on me essentially because of the way I was driving it, and I'll hold my hands up to that. So I had to get the clutch and flywheel changed. I've had to do the lower control arms. I've had the dampers replaced. I've also had front drop links done, and rear sway bar bushes done as well, and the rear trailing arm bush as well. That was also done. That was thanks to RTJ. So I've had them done. So it hasn't necessarily been without its maintenance. I've also had the blower motor done as well, because it was chirping quite badly. That was ever since I bought the car, to be honest, but lasting a year has done quite well. Thermostat as well, it's on its way out, and it's very, very common on these diesels, especially at this age. So that's obviously something else they need to do as well, get on with. It does need a cam belt and motor pump as well. But having said that, I mean, obviously there's obviously other bits of maintenance as well, which I probably haven't included, but all in all, I paid £1,000 in cash for the car. The maintenance has come to probably at least 3 times what the car's worth or what I paid for it. But having said that, I've not had any issues with the car whatsoever in terms of running, in terms of what I've needed to do. And say, obviously, I've owned this car a year. I've obviously put just under 14,000 miles on, well, just over 14,000 miles on this car. It would have been even more. There was a time when I wasn't driving this car as well, so it probably been even more, probably even closer to 20,000 miles. But it's been absolutely fantastic, honestly. I genuinely honestly can't complain. So for me personally, like with this Saab, it's just plodded on and done the job. My background is the fact I'm a mechanic anyway, so in terms of preventative maintenance, obviously that has helped. If I was to leave the car in its state, obviously, of course, it probably would have left me at the side of the road stranded. But that's essentially is what it is. Obviously, look after the car as it will look after you. So that's basically it, really, in terms of a nutshell, for my Saab 9-3 ownership experience. So then, having said that, would I recommend anyone else to buy one? Definitely. Pick a good one up second hand. Obviously I bought this from a friend, so I knew it had been looked after. Buy a good one second hand. Have some cash spare to at least buy one. And to be honest, they're not bad cars. They're genuinely not bad cars. Obviously, as mentioned, they do get this Vectra stigma and stuff, and it's just a Vectra in a fancy dress and stuff like that. I mean, having said that, I mean, the fact that the Volvo V70, which was out the same era as this, half of that was a Mondeo, literally guaranteed. It was 4 more stamps everywhere. Bear in mind the fact these actually extended the wheelbase. They actually modified the platform. It has passive 4-wheel steering. The engine's from an Alfa Romeo. The gearbox is actually done from Saab, under the GM Europe sort of collaboration at the time. Honestly, it's not bad. No, it isn't a proper Saab compared to what the other Saabs were. I own another Saab as well, having owned other Saabs, and obviously seen and spoke to other owners as well. No, these aren't a proper Saab in essence, but they're not bad. They plod along and they do the job. And the best thing is as well, is the fact that really, in grand scheme of things, in terms of bang for the buck, you can't really get any better than these. They're cheap, they're fun, they're brilliant, they're reliable. And bear in mind the fact that when I was actually looking to buy this, I was actually comparing this against the likes of the Avensis, Honda Accord and other things as well. In terms of all around running and maintenance and running costs, these came top trumps. So yeah, definitely would recommend it. There you go, there's essentially my basic overview and basic review of my Saab 9-3. They're honestly genuinely not bad cars. I will probably more than likely revise this review and maybe speak about it in more depth. But let me know, what do you think? What do you think about the Saab 9-3? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you next time.